What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Opeth. Yes, indeed, Opeth Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bibbidi bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Skin Spy, and Skin Spy wanted to see me react to this song by Opeth called The Drapery Falls. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hold it, I think I've heard this before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Opeth, okay, no shock there. And the video has 1 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Opeth, The Drapery Falls audio. Okay, so we just have an audio file. No problem. No music video or live performance or... Whoa. 10:55, basically 11 minutes long. That's a long song. Okay, well, and you guys know how I feel about longer songs. If they're well written, well constructed, I'm entertained, they sound good, they flow well, it has nothing to worry about. It really does. As a matter of fact, I'll usually bump it up a couple notches for doing the job. You know what I mean? But on the flip side, if it's not well written, if it's poorly constructed, doesn't make any sense, I'm not enjoying myself, I'm bored, it's dragging, I'm going to tear it to shreds, and I will make absolutely no apologies for it. So, I don't know. I have to wait and see how this one goes, I guess. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
We're off to a good start so far. Okay. So that's all intro, I'm assuming.
Please remedy my confusion and thrust me back to the day.
Okay. The intro. About a minute and 54 seconds, right? Okay. Normally, I wouldn't be thrilled about that. And if I'm being 100% honest, I'm not super thrilled about it. But here's the thing. I'm not upset about it either. I'm not mad at it. Here's the reason why. The chord progression was changing. It wasn't just the same progression over and over and over again. It would change. It would modulate. And when it would modulate, the chordal pattern, the chordal progression pattern would change. It wasn't the same as the progression before it. So there was some switching up happening within the course of the entire introduction. It kept things fresh. It kept things interesting. It kept me, as a listener, it kept me vested and interested and engaged. And that's what you want, especially in an intro where you're introducing the song. This is what the song is. This is what you can expect from the song. This is what the song's all about. You know, we're just giving you a brief preview of things to come. So that's good. I like it. I also like the fact that it was just pure instrumental at the beginning. No vocals at all during the course of the intro. It made it very clear that when we went back to that acoustic guitar and everything else faded out and the vocals kicked in, it made it extremely obvious, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the intro's over. Now we're into the verse, okay? So I like it. I do like it. I'm not thrilled with it, but I like what I heard. So I got no complaints about it. Even the length, I'm not really complaining about. I'm just saying I'm not blown away by it. That's all. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what's going to happen here.
The silence of your seclusion brings night into all you say.
Okay. Okay. I see what they did. That false lead.
I'm counting nocturnal hours, drown visions in haunted sleep. Faint flickering of your powers leaks out to show what you keep.
Possibly solo. from 6/8 to 5/8. I think we're in 5/8. Let me double check that. I'm almost positive it's 5/8, but let me just double check. 5/6. 5/6. Okay, this part's 5/8, but the part before that. Now it's 5/8. It's just the rhythmic pattern is just throwing me off, but it's still 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Da 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 da. Yeah, it's still 5/8, but the subdivision work is throwing me off. One more time. That's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. And then 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 3 measures of 5/8 and a measure of 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I like it!
I like it for a number of reasons. Number one, you add that all up, you get 21/8. It's an odd time signature. It is, but they're making it work. They're making it groove. The second thing I like about it is the fact that they introduced this pattern of 21/8 by starting off with the whole song up to that section being in 6/8. And then when they did switch, they switched to just straight 5/8. 5/8, 5/8, 5/8, 5/8 for a number of measures. And then they introduced both in this way of 3 measures of 5/8 and a measure of 6/8. It was kind of like pre-framing, sort of. This is what you can expect. Here we go. And when they did transition, it made sense because we had already done 5/8 for a while. And the last thing I'm going to say about this is I have complained about bands in the past who change time signatures too rapidly. That is not the case here. They stayed in 5/8, just in 5/8 for what? 32 measures? Maybe more? Maybe 40 measures? Including the intro that they did. They were on 5/8 for a long time. And prior to that, they were on 6/8 for almost half the song. So they're not changing time signatures too rapidly here. They're giving the listeners plenty of time to find the new time signature and get into the groove before they move on to the next one. I like it. I like that a lot. It shows intelligent, smart songwriting, and not from a standpoint of, let's see how complex we can get, more from a standpoint of, how good can we make this feel? How good can we make this sound? How far can we go in complexity while at the same time keeping it accessible so it doesn't blow people away and frustrate people with too many time signature changes too rapidly. You know what I mean? This is what I like to call smart songwriting. This is good stuff right here. It really is. Good job, Opeth. You figured it out. You are setting a standard for what I would look for, kind of like Dream Theater did prior to Octavarium, and even to some extent prior to Train of Thought and 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence, and even to some extent before Dance of Eternity. No, they're doing a fine job here. I got no complaints about this. None. I'm digging this part. Let me back a little bit. 5-1. 4, 5, 6. Back to 6. How are they doing that? Is it 4/4 or is it 3/4? It's in 3. Okay, so 6/8 to 3/4 with a snare on the downbeats of 2, 4, and 6. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So on the upbeats, not the downbeats, on the upbeats of 1, 2, and 3. It's so easy to do. It is, but it sounds, okay. It sounds way more complex than it really is. You're taking the same number of 8 notes that you have in 6/8 and applying them into a 3/4 format and having the snare on the upbeats. So giving it a double time feel instead of a straight time feel. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. God dang, man. It's so, like I said, it's so easy to do. And by the numbers, it's ridiculously simple, but it sounds way more intricate. It sounds way more difficult than it actually is. Such a great illusion, man. It really is. Okay. Going into like a 4th movement.
Like autumn leaves left in the wake to fade.
4 against the 6, I like it.
Waking up to your sound again, and lapse into the ways of misery.
Is bad enough. Okay, hold on. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not, this is not negative, okay? I promise you. It's bad enough they're showing off and saying, and showing up their ability to put the 6/8 against the 4. You know, it's bad enough they're doing that. But then they got to integrate it and literally split it in half. 1, 2, bum, 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 bum. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Not only can we make the 3 and the 4 work together, or in this case, the 6, 8, and the 4, 4 work together and have them go against each other, but we can integrate them together at the halfway point and still make it work. Oh, man. I love it. I love everything about that. That is awesome. It really is. Again, smart songwriting. Back to straight 6. I feel like we're going back to the intro, but in reverse. Are we going to finish how we started? That would be the cherry on top. If we finish how we started, that is the absolute cherry on top. Maybe not. It looks like we're just having a long fade. Kind of a missed opportunity. Go back to the acoustic like we had the intro right here. Kind of a missed opportunity. I'm not going to say a word. I'm not going to say a word until we get to the review. So let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Opeth with the Drapery Falls. This is a request from Skin Spy. Let's just get to the score. Let's just get to the score and I'll explain everything afterwards. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 9.2. Yep, 9.2. You heard me. I didn't stutter. That is the score I feel this song deserves. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. First things first, a 9.2. What does that mean? Well, a 9.2 would translate to an outstanding, amazing, impressive scale rating because I think this song was outstanding, amazing, and impressive. So there you go. It would also give 5 out of 5 stars and an A letter grade. Yeah, an A. So there you go. 9.2, outstanding, amazing, impressive scale rating, 5 out of 5 stars and an A letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. This was a perfect example of what I'm talking about when I say smart, intelligent songwriting. Not only were they able to show off their theory knowledge, not only were they willing to show off their ability to play with more than just one time signature, not only were they able to show some great variation in chordal progression and modulation, but they did all of it in a way that was A, pleasing to the ear, and B, easy to identify and understand. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about great songwriting, impressive songwriting, amazing songwriting. This is what I'm talking about. Smart songwriting.
No, I'm just getting warmed up.
There was never one time. I had to go back. Okay, in the middle section, I had to go back and I had to make sure that I was hearing what I thought I was hearing. I wanted to be sure because I didn't want to be wrong. But I heard it, I identified it, and I said, am I really hearing 5/8? I think I am. Let me just double check. You know what I mean? But if I hadn't stopped and went back, odds are I probably would have figured it out because they kept it going for a little while, and then they switched up to that 5/8, 5/8, 5/8, 6/8. Repeat. 5/8, 5/8, 5/8, 6/8. And they did that for like, I don't even know what. They did it for like 32 measures or something like that, 64 measures. They stayed there for a while. It might have been 40 measures actually, now that I think about it, because they had that off rhythmic pattern, but still within 5/8. Let's start at the very beginning, the intro. 6/8. Very clearly identified the majority of the song is going to be here, okay? And we built, and we had, like I said, we had those chordal progressions that they had one chordal progression that they repeated a few times, and then they modulated, and they switched the chordal progression. Not just because they modulated, but because they went in a different direction. They went to different chords in a different order. But all still pleasing to the ear and all still correlating within the confines of the direction of the song. No problems there. None whatsoever. They got out of the intro. Now, like I said, the intro was long. Yes, it was long. That's just a fact, guys. It was almost 2 minutes long. But I was never bored. I was never wondering when I'm going to get out of this. It never got stale. It kept the listener vested. It kept the listener interested. And isn't that what you want? Absolutely it is. Along with, leading us to show us what we can expect moving forward. And ma'am, smart songwriting once again, because when we went to the verse, we were in 6/8, just like the intro did. Let us into it, right? When they did switch gears to the 5/8, they went 5/8 first. Out of the 6/8 into the 5/8. They stayed with 5/8, just straight 5/8 for a while before they decided to switch gears again and 5/8, 5/8, 5/8, 6/8, which we've already heard before. We already heard the 6/8. That was the intro and the verses. So they did a really smart job of pre-framing the listener. Here's what we've done in the past. Here's what we're doing here. And now that we're here, we're going to put the two of them together. It's like a tutorial level for a video game. It's like Mega Man. When you are doing a boss level in Mega Man, and I'm going to use Mega Man X as an example here. They will show you what to expect later on, and they'll start you off with like a puzzle pattern or a trial pattern or I guess platform jumping is a great way to do it. We had the blocks that appear and then one disappears and appears up here, and they'll have you do it for the first time in a very low consequence way. You're not going to die. They're not going to have you fall into a pit. They're going to have you just fall to the ground. No damage. There's no damage done for that in Mega Man games, but they'll teach you. These are the mechanics, right? And then when you go up to the next room, there are the mechanics, the exact same mechanics again, but now the risk is a little bit more because now they have a couple of enemies in there that could damage you. And then on the next level, they'll have the exact same mechanics again, only this time if you mess up, you die, So, but they teach you, here's a safe way. Here's this pattern. Here's this mechanic. Okay, let's kick it up a notch. And now we have some enemies there. Same mechanics. Gotta jump to the cubes as they appear and disappear. And we move on to the next room. Now that room will kill you. By this point, you should understand the mechanics well enough that if you mess up now, you're gonna pay for it. You're really gonna pay for it. Same thing here, but in a much more positive way. They teach you the mechanics. Here's the 6/8. Here's the 5/8. Now we put them together. Cool. I love that. I love everything about that. Moving forward, we went into the next section, back into just straight 6/8. Got rid of the grit and growl vocal and went to clean melodic singing. I really wish we had more of that. That's just personal preference. I'm not saying the grit and growl vocal was bad. They did a great job with the grit and growl vocal. They really did. I have no issue with it. I'm just personally not the biggest fan of pure grit and growl. I would much rather hear melodic singing. So when they did have that melodic singing, that was very refreshing. It really was. My only regret there is I wish it had lasted longer, and I wish we had had more of it throughout the rest of the song.
So that's nitpicking, isn't it?
And then coming out of the song, I started to hear that fade. It was a very long fade coming out of the song. Now, I was really hoping we were going to take the intro and reverse it. You know, with the build, instead of building up, building down, and eventually fading out all the instruments until just the acoustic guitar was going, like it was at the very beginning where we started with the acoustic guitar. If they had done that, we would have had a higher score. I guarantee you. That would have been, like I said, during the course of the reaction, that would have been the cherry on top. And we would have gone up. I don't know how much we would have gone up, but we would have been higher than 9.2. But nonetheless, the musicianship, top notch. Everybody sounded really good with what they were doing. The mix was nice. I love the bass player work. You know, being active, but always coming back down to fill out the bottom end before it got too hollow. There were a couple times it got close though. Not gonna lie, there were a couple times he was doing some runs, and I was like, okay, what about the bottom end? And just as I was thinking that, he went down. So it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Guitar sounded really nice. Vocals, both vocals sounded good. Like I said, not the biggest fan of pure grit and growl, but the melodic singing was really nice. Really nicely done. No, overall, this is a great example of what I talk about when I say smart songwriting. I'm not talking about complicated. I'm talking about doing things in certain ways to make the song as a whole more appealing and more accepted by a wider variety and a wider spread of listeners. So nice job across the board. I honestly, even my nitpick, like I said, the melodic singing, even that, I'm not really complaining. I'm not saying, oh, that killed it. That killed it for me. No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is on a personal level, I wish there had been more melodic singing. Did that affect the score? No, not really. I think what they did was just fine for the sake of the song, just personal taste, you know? So I really have no complaints about the song. I really don't. 9.2, absolutely deserved, without question. I think this is, honestly, I think this is the best song I've heard from Opeth on the channel so far. Yeah, man, good stuff. 9.2, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 9.2, which is an outstanding, amazing, impressive scale rating, 5 out of 5 stars, and an A letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.